DawgNation Invasion, our tailgate set up here for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. My name is Brandon Adams. Lucky enough to be standing with DawgNation's recruiting insider, Jeff Sintel. Of course, all this today brought to you by our friends at Kroger and Peach Pass and R.S. Andrews, and they have worked so hard to help us roll out the red carpet for UGA fans. And Jeff, I think I would say that the cocktail party has lived up to the billing once again. People seem to be having a great time in anticipation, if you don't mind me saying, in anticipation of what I believe is going to be a very good day for the Dogs on the field in just a little bit. How are you doing today?
Well, first of all, guys, I've probably done 700 maybe broadcasts with this guy right now, and he's feeling like jet flying,
limousine riding,
wheeling dealing,
Learjet riding.
And folks, before we went on the air, you got Brandon doing a little shimmy. He's pointing at the camera like he's Arn Anderson or Jerry the King Lawler on game day. This is Brandon in his element.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, Dan Mullen, my watch costs more than your car, okay? So that's the kind of mood that I'm in right now. I cannot wait to watch Kirby Smart feed it to Dan Mullen all day long for 60 minutes on this football field. Obviously, we know what's at stake. Obviously, we know that Florida presents a challenge. We've heard national media folks weighing in on Florida all week long. Today on ESPN's College Game Day, no different. Speaking of pro wrestling, Georgia fans were even betrayed by Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler joining the Herb Streets and the Corsos and everybody else picking Florida in this game. So if you want to be serious, Jeff, for a moment at least anyway, obviously we know that Florida presents a challenge. Clearly Gators fans show up to Jacksonville just as enthusiastic and just as optimistic as Georgia fans are. What do you expect to happen today? How do you expect it to play out here coming up in a couple minutes?
Well, let me do this. This feels to me, Brandon, like a 24-17 type game. That type of game. I do think it's going to get under double digits for the victory. Run game. Everybody knows that stat. Whichever team runs the ball better in this game wins. Georgia needs to continue to make Florida one-dimensional and get all they can on the ground, because Florida's only throwing the ball about 100 yards per game in this rivalry since Kirby Smart's been in town.
Yeah, I think that there are a couple, maybe Kirby used the word misnomer this week. I'll kind of use a misnomer there as that word as well. That I think a lot of people assume that Georgia's only path to winning in this game is not scoring, very many points. But we've seen Georgia in this rivalry score a lot of points the last 2 years. Go back to 2017 when a Georgia team coached by Kirby Smart took on a Dan Mullen team at Mississippi State. Georgia 31-3 there that day. So obviously Georgia has some problems offensively. No one's going to deny that they don't. But I don't know that those chickens necessarily come home to roost here against Florida. This is still an opponent because of the talent advantage that Georgia, at least we perceive Georgia to have. You've written about that at DawgNation.com this week. This is the kind of game where Georgia can still, I think, assert its will. Run the football, stop the run. When Georgia doesn't give up rushing yards, for the most part, Georgia's not going to lose. The recipe for upsetting Georgia, for beating Georgia, is always finding a way to get your offensive ground game going. The teams that don't do that don't typically beat UGA. So I said it all week long on DawgNation Daily, and I'm going to say it again here as part of our DawgNation Invasion tailgate broadcast. If you had to play a good team, if you had to play a top 10 team, if your season was on the line and you knew you had to go out and prove it against a team that certainly merits attention, Florida might be the team you would pick to do that against, because you think you can have some success running the ball against them, and you think that you can stop that and then force Kyle Trask to beat you, which, Trask's put up pretty good numbers thus far this year, but I don't think any Georgia fan is all that worried about Trask beating them with the game on the line.
Yeah, you got to hit on all those cylinders with the game plan. I just keep coming back to Florida is the defense that's been gashed on the run all year long. And Georgia, the team that's going to throw the ball around on Georgia and give that defense fits, I don't think that's Florida. I don't think they have the offensive line up front. I mean, this is football, folks. It's Georgia, Florida. This game is always going to be about a physical fight between the trenches, and Georgia's just built to win better there than the Florida Gators.
By the way, I know we can't swing the camera around and look at this, but as a good vibe for today, in addition to me wearing my Gatorator t-shirt, I see some folks over there with some DawgNation Express t-shirts on, reminiscing back to the win against Notre Dame a little earlier in the season. It's that kind of day here in the city of Jacksonville as we get ready for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Of course, our DawgNation Invasion, all brought to you by Kroger, R.S. Andrews, and Peach Pass. And folks having a great time here. The cocktails are flowing. The food is going. Everybody's getting ready for Georgia, Florida. And normally during these kinds of broadcasts, I typically take a lot of your comments on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. I can't get a cell signal to save my life, so I can't even see any of your comments right now. So we'll be doing that a lot throughout the day. Update on our broadcast schedule. We're less than an hour from being back live on video again in just a moment. We'll be at the Kroger kickoff, getting ready for the dog walk. The team will arrive here. They'll be greeted by huge cheers from Georgia fans. We'll be there to cover all of that for you. Jeff, you and I are both kind of in the same camp on this. There's a divide among Georgia fans of the future of this game. Should it remain the world's largest outdoor cocktail party? Should it take on a new iteration and kind of a home and home? You and I are both of the belief that while this game's played in Jacksonville, it's very important to appreciate the pageantry that it is, to appreciate the really the kind of magical atmosphere that's created before the game, throughout the weekend, for all the people who've, as Larry Muntz used to say, those condominiums for 4 and 5 days, property being destroyed tonight. It's a special thing, and I feel incredibly lucky to be able to be here for this today. I'm proud to have spent a number of years here in Jacksonville, and I can't wait to enjoy the cocktail party and DawgNation Invasion in style all weekend long as well.
So here's a nice little visual for you good people. So we get downtown in the epicenter right here on the banks of the St. Johns River, and you get Georgia, Florida bingo right away. What I mean by that is you see cheerleaders walking around, doing cheers, raising money. You see football players, young football players with their helmets taking donations.
Lots of Florida fans in jean shorts, of course. That's already been spotted a few times.
The mullets, of course, you got to get there too. But you also see folks with that plush gator attached to their back bumper, dragging it along. But here's a new twist for 2019 that I saw. I saw someone, the golf carts are now tricked out. It's amazing. I saw a golf cart that the wheels were up about this high, and they had the gator hanging down the back as they were just strolling around downtown Jacksonville. Anybody that thinks that they should move this game, I want them to spend about an hour down here. Feel the energy, feel the excitement, and they're going to realize that this is still something special in this rivalry.
So time for an official prediction for me. The party after the game is going to be even bigger and even better than the party before the game, because I think today is a big day for the Georgia Bulldogs. I like them. I like them big. I think it's going to be a bad day to be Dan Mullen. It's going to be a bad day to be wearing orange and blue. Jeff, this is the moment we've been kind of waiting for all season long, a chance for Georgia to truly assert itself. I think today is just as good as any for that to happen. That's my official prediction. I'll let you make really any kind of final comment you want to make.
Yeah, so I gave my prediction away early. I see like a 28-17 type game, 24-13 type game. But here's my big prediction, folks. I predict that Brandon's going to be buying tonight after a big Georgia win.
You know it's a big Georgia win if that's indeed the case. All right, thank you for being here, part of our DawgNation Invasion broadcast. Really appreciate Kroger, R.S. Andrews, Peach Pass for making all that possible. Y'all, we got people behind us having a great time. We could not do that, offer this to them, if it wasn't for the great sponsors who made all this possible here today. So huge thanks to Kroger, R.S. Andrews, Peach Pass. Wherever you are, enjoy the game. If you can't be in Jacksonville, then make wherever your feet are the cocktail party. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Let's get ready to rally around this. I'm in the stands today, ready to cheer this thing on. We got Dog Walk coming up. It's a big day for DawgNation. Thanks for being here. Forum.DawgNation.com, the site DawgNation.com, throughout the day on the DawgNation video channels as well. Thanks for being a part of DawgNation Invasion. We'll talk to you in just a little bit. Appreciate you being here.